Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be giving you our September update for the school year. So much has happened, a lot. And September just like came and went super quick. So one thing that I have to share is as I was sitting down and started like taking notes and what I wanted to share, I had to put all of that to the side because I felt like there was no way that I could sit in front of this camera and share with you guys our homeschool life and not add in pieces of our personal life. Because at the end of the day, our personal life also affects our homeschool. And my purpose in being here has always been to be authentic. And so I do share, the ups and the downs and all of that. But this month has been taxing on my personal life, which in turn, of course, has affected, I feel like, our homeschool life as well. On top of the fact that my girls are involved in lots of extracurriculars, which is never something that I complain about. It's like, yes, I'm tired from doing those things, but it's truly a joy to watch them do what they love to do. And so as I'm sitting down like, okay, I'm going to share this, this, and this, even with all of that, I felt like there was no way that I could get on here and not share some of the personal life. Now, I will not give details, of course, because it is personal, but life has been lifing, as people would say. There's just been a lot going on mentally, emotionally, for me within our home that, like I said, has affected our homeschool. And one thing that I don't shy away from, especially with my girls, is allowing them to see that I am human. That I have bad days, I have great days, sometimes I'm tired, sometimes I complain. Like, I am human. And that is something that I'm always working on to be the best version that God would have me to be. And so in this process, they have seen me cry multiple times. I have cried with them. We've had some really in-depth conversations. I've been frustrated. I have yelled. I have gone in my room and closed the door and not come out for a while. Lots of different things have gone on. And even as adults, sometimes we don't know how to manage all of the demands that are placed on us. And it's really hard. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to flipping that switch from teacher, homeschool mom or dad, to parent, to wife or husband, daughter, sister, friend. And sometimes it can all just be lumped in there together. And not all of those aspects are the most positive things. And so some of that negativity can spill over into other areas and other relationships in our lives and really affect things. And one thing that I'm grateful for is that in my girls seeing all of that, in the past, a long time ago, I would have looked at that as, don't let your girls see you cry, don't let them see you struggle, like that's a sign of weakness. But I think for them to be able to see me work through some of the things that I've had to work through in the last month and a half or so is a sign of strength. In saying, hey, I can't do it all. I need a break. I need some time. All of that that's going on. Or, dang, I didn't get my Bible study done this morning, but I did say my prayers, sorry, I didn't plan out what we were going to eat today for lunch and dinner. Let's do it together. Yes, I did get that math problem wrong as I was trying to help you because I was just out of it. Those types of things. And it makes a difference. And so I am not going to cry on screen, but things have been a struggle. But I am so grateful because God is so faithful. He never leaves our side, ever. Even when we question and challenge him. Right now I'm studying the book of John, and we are in chapter 3. And so one of the things is, this is the point in the Bible from the book of John where Jesus reveals some of his abilities, just some. And he also reveals to them that he's human. He gets upset, and there are things that he doesn't like, and he gets disappointed. And so I'm leaning into that, and it's helping me to really understand the power that God has, his ability within our lives, and that we have to respect it. We literally have to respect who he is within our lives, to understand that he has the ability and will bring us through anything. I have to remind myself that all the time, because sometimes we forget. So life has been lifing, but one thing I can say is that I never stopped. I've never given up. Yes, I might fall. I get right back up. And my girls see that. And to me, that's always a win. Because there are lots of lessons to be learned, because we're going to fall a lot in our lives. A lot. In various areas. Some of those falls are not going to hurt so bad, and some of them we are going to feel like we are literally under the ground. But we have to get back up. I am back up, and I can still smile, and there are still amazing things happening in my life and in the girls' lives, and we are just thriving. We all have this picture perfect view of how things are supposed to go, and that view, ball it up, throw it in the trash, and don't lean on it because it's not going to look like that. It's just not going to look like that. So, all right, I'm going to start with everything is going. We are still in the middle of volleyball. We have a couple of weeks before we go to the National Christian Homeschool Volleyball Tournament. 3 days of all-day volleyball, and I'm excited. Number one, because we get to leave town. Woohoo! It has been a while. We get to go out of town, and I get to see, hopefully, some of my Made to Homeschool family as I'm traveling up north and east, and hopefully I'll get to see some of them on the way too. So I'm really excited about being able to get away. And it just so happened, I did not plan it this way, but it did work out very well. Thank you, God, because he saw this. But the week that we go to Homeschool Nationals for volleyball, that is our 8th week. We are off of school. And so that's perfect. Like, we're going to pack and just get all into it and go to volleyball tournament and come back home, and then we'll start school fresh on that Monday. So I'm excited about that. And then volleyball season will be over. Now, I'm going to say that yes, I am ready for volleyball season to be over. I am indeed ready, but it has been a great experience. It has been stressful on some ends. I have 2 daughters, 2 separate teams, and somehow I got voluntold to be the team mom for both of those teams. So that has been a lot of work in putting in schedules and organizing different things. And now we're coming to the end of the year. So there's lots of, projects and gifts and things like that we're having to organize, and team dinners and all the things. And I can say that through all of the stress and the life outside of school and the things that I have been going through and experiencing, it has caused me to not be able to work out as much. Part of that is a choice. And part of it is a time factor. And when I say it's a choice, it's kind of like some days I have to choose between doing my workout or planning and cooking for my family. I mean, or doing my workout or getting to the volleyball game on time. Obviously, we committed to that. So that has been a change for me, but that's also a season. Like, in any time I go through seasons where I am a whole lot healthier in one season than I am in another. And so I know that this season is coming to an end. This is not an abnormal pattern for me. I was really determined to make it through this entire volleyball season, working out 6-7 days a week, 1 to 1.5 hours a day. But I don't have the time to do it right now. And so I'm working on just maintaining my eating and going on walks and getting outside with my girls. That has really been my focus. So I'm exercising 2 to 3 days a week now instead of 6 to 7, which is still something great to be had because I physically have the ability to do it. So I am grateful for these limbs that allow me to be able to go do whatever it is I can do in the time. One of my prayers right now is that God will just remove the things that He does not want me to put my energy into right now. And if everything that I am working on right now is what He would have me to be doing, that He would direct my path every day so that there is time to do those. That's my prayer every day when I wake up, all the time. And it will stay that way because I know that He has the ability to create that space for the things that He wants to raise up in our lives. And so that's where I am. So volleyball is almost over, and then we will go on our first camping trip. Yay! If you follow any point in time, you know we were supposed to go camping last October. We couldn't because it rained, and it was ridiculously raining for a week and a half before we were going camping, and we're like, no. And then the next time we actually went out of town for something else, so we weren't able to go. So now we are going. We are excited. First camping trip for the life of Tillman's, and I'm excited about that too. So it's gonna be really nice. I don't know what else. Baby girl's birthday. I say baby girl. She is my oldest daughter. Her birthday is coming up in a few weeks as well. She is turning 12. I'm shocked and I'm a little offended because I just cannot believe that she is turning 12. But she is becoming an amazing young lady. I love watching her grow. So what else? Band. The girls are still doing band. Baby girl, the youngest one, she actually is the baby girl. She is going to be going into basketball here really soon. She's still doing gymnastics. I mean, we're just rocking and rolling. So since I'm talking about extracurriculars, as far as electives go, in which right now I cannot even recall what my oldest daughter's electives are, but we are not doing them because we don't have the time. So we're not doing electives. Maggie, my middle daughter, is actually doing a robotics competition. So we have been doing that every day, but it's a part of a group, which is nice. That is a nice placeholder for what she was going to be doing, which is coding and everything. So she gets to do coding with the robotics. Perfect. And she's loving that. Brenna's extracurriculars or her electives, one of them was typing. She is still typing here and there, working on her paper and adding to it. Her book is what she's doing, working on her book and adding to it. She also gets typing with some other things that she has been working on. And then we are going to do wood shop in the spring where we can get outside into the garage and everything. I forget what her other one was. They each chose 3, but I will let you guys know next month when and if we get those started again. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can get all the monthly updates and just kind of follow our progress throughout the school year. But as of right now, no electives. Okay, moving on to my first grader. I'm going to share a piece of curriculum that I feel like has really been super helpful within our homeschool and anything new that she started. So this has been super helpful. I shared this in our first grade curriculum video, but it is reading comprehension activities, and she really enjoys this book. We do it probably once a week. It does progress in level of difficulty as she goes through, but it has really been helping her with her comprehension. I am still reading it to her because she is not able to read independently 100%. So I read it to her, ask her the questions, and she's able to answer it. But one of the great things is that she wants to be able to figure out which answer is correct. So A, B, and C, 1, 2, 3, whatever it is lined out, however it's lined out. She wants to be able to do that. And so she's using her decoding skills and her phonics to help her. If I say the sentence is, she ran to the store, which she can actually read that sentence, but she looks for the first word and she's like, shh, that's not it, because that starts with the, something like that. So she's actually using her phonics and decoding skills to be able to pick the correct answer, which is a really great progression into reading independently. So this workbook gets a huge thumbs up from us because it's something that she's really enjoying. The other thing is this month she also started Foundation C from Logic of English. This is a big step up. The lessons are longer.
Trains.
There is comprehension in here. There is copy work. There's, I forget what other topic it's called, guys. So she's doing vocabulary, spelling analysis, and then comprehension and fluency. So those are new categories. The spelling analysis is not. She was doing that in A and B. But the words are, of course, are becoming more challenging. But the comprehension and fluency within the reading and the vocabulary, those are new within this book. So this is taxing us in a good way. There are still times where she says she does not want to read. And I'm still like, reading is a requirement. We have found a great book series that she's really enjoying. And so she runs and grabs those. Now, when we run out of those books, hopefully her interest will go to something else that we have. And so I don't have to hear, I hate reading. But we also do the readers that comes along with this. But she loves the comprehension portion of it. She's like, Mom, are you not going to ask me questions about what's going on this page? And I'm like, yes. So I have to make up questions every time she reads something, because she wants to be able to answer the questions and get them right. And that is a huge progression. I am so thankful, y'all, because we were going through it over here with this reading, and she does very well. She just didn't want to do it. I think she just sees things that are more appealing to her, and she just didn't want to do it. So Foundation C has been great. We are only doing this 3 days a week because it takes us about a day and a half to go through. I say a day and a half. So one lesson we'll spend a day and a half. So maybe we'll spend like 30 or 40 minutes the first day, and then the next day is 20 minutes, and then we'll move on to the next lesson. So it's taking us that long, about a week, to get through 3 lessons. And that's okay. I'm not in a rush. I am pulling us back because I do want her to be able to do more reading. So where we could sit down and probably do a lesson in this book every single day. It just wouldn't leave enough time that I feel like we need for just independent reading. She and I just sitting down on the couch, wherever, reading more books. So that has been a huge focus for me. So that's the reason why we're only doing 3 days a week. Okay, she's still doing her Saxon math.
7, 8, 9, 10.
You got it?
Mm-hmm.
What do you have left over?
Oh.
Where do you put those?
2, 4.
Level 1, that's going great. I'm pulling in math supplements. I still don't have a handwriting curriculum for her. However, I have lots of handwriting things that I had printed off, years ago for my older girls. And so we're kind of just pulling back a little bit and taking a few steps back as far as the handwriting, because she just was like all over the place. And I'm like, what letter is this? I don't know. So we're kind of going back to the basics, which is great. She is enjoying it. So she's going back to doing more tracing and making sure that she can follow the 1 for the A says to go this way, and then 2 is down, that type of thing. We will eventually gravitate to an actual curriculum, but I do want to just try to use the resources that I have here and work her through it. Because when I thought about it, I'm like, when my older daughters were her age or a little bit younger, they were not using a handwriting curriculum, and they both have fairly decent handwriting. So it's not a requirement at all. So I'm like, let's just use what we have, because I'm also working on not spending. Can we just not spend? I feel like this time of year comes around and we feel like we have to spend more money, and I'm determined to not spend more money. So if I can just use all the resources up that I have, especially since she's the last one, I can use everything that's up there, and I don't have to worry about copying it and keeping it and storing it away. It can just go. We can just use it and we're done with it. So that's where I am with my first grader. Okay, going to my older daughters. We actually started a few weeks ago literature studies. They are each doing an individual literature study, Moving Beyond the Page. My middle daughter, Maggie, is doing the Holes one from Moving Beyond the Page. And then my oldest daughter is doing Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry. When I tell y'all, I am blown away. Now, we did the Miss Fishbury and the Rats of Nim literature study last year and loved it. I am loving these even more. So I grabbed the Holes one just because I'm like, that's such a cool book. The movie's great, you know, all the things. But the science component within this is awesome. And it is perfect for my middle daughter. Perfect for her. She loves science and everything. So there are a few projects in here. They're almost done. They have one more week, and we will be done with these at the end of our 7th week before we go into week 8 where we're off from school. That's how I planned it. So weeks 5, 6, and 7. And I will share their ELA plan down in the description if you guys want to check that out as well. And so loving this one. This one does not have a huge history component, but it does a lot of geography. I say archaeology, dealing with fossils, that type of thing, and she gets to make different models. And so here's the book that goes along with it. And at the end, of course, she will get to watch the movie Holes. So that will be our end to the curriculum. And she also has a project that she has to do as well. But watching the movie at the end of next week before we go into our week off from school. Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry, y'all. They did a great job. Like, I'm so glad. My middle daughter will be doing this probably next year or the year after that. This is for 8 to 12. My daughter is loving it. Now, I did have to sit down with her the other day to read a section within this book because it was a pretty graphic story about 2 boys and some accusations against them. So we did sit down and read that together. But what I love about that is that moving beyond the page said, hey, parent, I need you to know that this is a tough story coming up in this book, and read ahead to see if it's something you want your child to read by themselves or if you guys want to sit down and read it together. And I love that. There's a huge parent section in here, and I'm going to do a review over both of these literature studies. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it in case this is something that's on your radar. I'm trying to get this out as soon as they finish it. I'm going to try to do a review within a week or 2 after that. That way it's still fresh on my mind. And then if anyone's interested in getting it as you move throughout your school year, you can go ahead and grab it. But I'm so thankful for that. The parent section in both of these literature studies are very, very helpful in helping to guide your child. My girls are doing this 90% independent. The projects I'm helping them with, because this is the first time that they've really had to do projects this in depth. Hers at the end is an opportunity for a PowerPoint. We'll see if we'll do that or do it on a poster board since it'll be her first one. But loving this literature study so much. So for us right now, that is the highlight. And while they are doing this literature study, they are not doing, they do their daily grams from Easy Grammar and that's it. And then they do their math. So that is where we are focusing everything right now, is literature studies for them, daily grams, and then math. Another sad truth this way, we completely stopped history and science. We just did not have the space for it, even though we wanted to do it. And so what I said to them, and also explained to myself, because there was a part of me that wanted to just have that push through mentality. I was like, no, because we're stressing over here trying to get everything in. And every day that we don't, we feel like we're further and further behind, which gives us more of a defeatist attitude. It was just a snowball effect. And I'm like, okay, so let's just cut it out. But the great thing about that is where my girls are with their math curricula, they only have to do math 4 days a week. So every Tuesday they take off from math. Their grammar, when they go back to Easy Grammar, they will only have to do it 3 days a week, which is awesome because that leaves room for other things. So once volleyball season is over, when we start back up, we will pick back up with our history and our science. Before, my plan was to only do each of those 2 days a week. Well, now we can actually do them 3 days, maybe even 4 days a week, because we don't have so many other things going on, and we'll actually have the time every day to be able to do it, because we will not have to leave the house at 12:30 2 days a week. And then other days for games, 2 days a week, we have to leave at like 1:30, 2 o'clock. We don't have to do that anymore once volleyball is over. So we can still pick up and finish within the time frame that I had originally set for us to finish the science and the history. So that's how we're going to do those. And I feel great about it. We also started reading the, what is it? Oh, The Wild Robot Protects. I bought the book. I also checked out the audiobook in my library. I only have 5 more days though. and there are like 6 people in line after me. So if we don't finish it in 5 days, I won't be able to do the audio, but the audio was really good. And we're still reading Little Pilgrim's Progress. The girls are really loving that. I'm still trying to decide where I'm going to go with our Bible curriculum, if we're going to do My Brother's Keeper or by Not Consumed. I also purchased the Christmas unit study or Bible study from Not Consumed, and I will share that with you guys when it gets here. It's on its way. So where we're going to go with Bible, I cannot talk today. We have been doing Little Pilgrim's Progress, reading that and just pulling a scripture out of the Bible and just kind of reading and discussing it. That's been our Bible study, flipping through, looking at the different books of the Bible, trying to get those memorized and in order. So that's where we are with our Bible study as well. It's a good flow. Everything is working for us right now. We have made adjustments. As I said, there's been some disappointments and things, and I'm like, oh, I wish we could do that. We still haven't started our Spanish curriculum. It will probably be November, but I will let you guys know. Make sure you subscribe. One thing I am excited that we did get finished, portfolios. Finally finished the girls' portfolios from the 2022-2023 school year. If you have not seen that video, I will link it down below. Check it out. It's more than just a portfolio. It's like this amazing memory book. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to make some tweaks to the ones that we're building right now for this current school year, just because I want to add some more stuff in there. And the girls do too. So that'll be really, really fun for us to do too. Be sure to stick around. I'm going to do a video again with my girls. It'll be one video, but for the books that they read for the month of September. I think that's it, y'all.